Let's just say that.
And they think Northcom, just like they're doing in Greece, will allow them to take everybody's money.
Right, and they're using this propaganda model that we're God and we need to fight the bad guys, and if you resist, you're a scapegoat. You know, talk about Citibank. Citibank last week, it was disclosed that this group, it's a new group called Fabulous. It serves the gay community. The Citigroup said, we don't like your material, we're going to freeze your account. So here they're scapegoating the gay community. When did we see that last? Oh, the 1930s in Nazi Germany.
And again, they pick a group they think's unpopular with most people to set the precedent. Like, oh, we're just going to secretly arrest Americans that are Muslims, and now they've got a bill for everybody.
It's classic scapegoating, 101. Scapegoating 101.
Thank you, Melissa. Pastor in Ohio, you're on the air.
Let me just add something to that. You remember in America we had the Jim Crow laws, which were discriminatory laws.
Yes.
And some people could only use this. If the coloreds-only bathroom, right? Coloreds-only sections in the restaurant. Sit at the back of the bus. Well, the same thing is being applied to interest rates. If you're Goldman, you get to borrow money at 1% and get a free rate of return at 17%. If you're everybody else, you have to borrow money at 17%, and the most you'll ever get on that is 1% on your money.
Well, that's like the EU.
It's a Jim Crow law using interest rates. They're discriminating against anyone who's not a Goldman Sachs employee. Get at the back of the bus and shut up.
Well, in the EU, the bureaucrats have a 17% income tax, and everybody else has a 50%. And it's the same thing expanding on every level. Now they have these Homeland Security no-fly lists. It'll be no work list, and they just magically put whoever they want on it with no evidence. I mean, it's just a... But don't worry, we'll arrest some college students that threw some cotton balls out on the ground. That means black people pick cotton. We'll arrest them for terrorism, but then we'll abort 52% of the black people. Max Keiser, stay there. Let's jam in a few calls in the next 5 minutes. Back in 70 seconds.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator that produces pure drinking water right from the humidity in the air. No, this isn't science fiction. It's very real. I know because I use one every day in my own home, and it's available right now to you. Because you know exactly where your water comes from with Ecola Blue, you'll know what's in your cup. Clean, great-tasting water without all the pollutants. Get your family off the grid today by ordering your own Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator for your home or business. Their best seller, the Ecola Blue 28, produces up to 7 gallons of water every day. The Ecola Blue 28 is easy to use and economical. Generate your own pure water from the humidity in the air. This system is free of chemicals and uses a multi-stage filtration system, including reverse osmosis, carbon filters, and ultraviolet lights. Order now and claim your water independence today by calling Ecola Blue at 1-800-691-6043. That's 1-800-691-6043. Or visit Ecola Blue on the web at www.ecoloblu.com today.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
All right, we're into the final hour. I'm not going to take any more calls until the very end of the show if I have time, because I got a lot of news and information that must be covered. Max Keiser's our guest. Let's go to Pastor in Ohio. Quickly, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, Alex, I've talked to you before, and I wanted to share something with you and Max. One thing that I noticed, every time you guys come on, it's fantastic. You guys have the news right up front, and I want to thank you for that, because you allow us to share that with other people, and I do that with my congregation.
Well, we're all in this together, buddy.
Yes, sir, we are. And I'll tell you what, one thing I noticed the different things that you're saying. Trust me, Alex, you are not alone. Even though you may not hear and know of the people that are standing with you, you guys that are getting the news out there to us, because you guys have the resources and we don't.
Well, Pastor, let me be clear. I know the world's on fire with people waking up. Max knows that. I just can't believe people aren't even waking up faster, because it's so outrageous. But I appreciate your call. Max, you see the huge awakening, don't you?
Well, I'm curious to see exactly how the huge awakening will happen, and what form it'll take, because in the 60s, we had a huge awakening, and it took the form of a musical revolution and a social revolution. And then basically society went back to sleep. Here's something very interesting. I see in Berkeley, California, the students now are protesting against these rise in rates, which of course is great that they're protesting that. But where were the students 2 years ago when they were all supporting the Iraq war invasion and they were all tattletaling on their professors who were against the Iraq war invasion? Remember that 2 or 3 years ago when professors said we're against all the money that was spent in Iraq, they don't have any money for education. Now they're protesting because they don't have money for education. Well, tough luck. You should have been against the Iraq war 2 or 3 years ago, and now you'd have money for education.
Let's talk to Petunia in Texas. Petunia, you're on the air with Max Keiser.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for taking the call. Just very quickly, I think that one of the things that we need to do is to bring a third party like the Constitution Party of Texas. We're trying to get ballot access right now, and it's not easy. The two big parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, have a little monopoly going on. And we need to
the public better get out there and realize that we do need to take our states back against this takeover, and it needs to be done now. Do you have a question for Max Keiser?
Well,
you don't? I appreciate your call. I got to let you go, okay? I told you. These are calls for Max Keiser. You can call back another time on that. Mike in Louisiana, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Things. One, in all the polls, when it comes to 9/11, it seems like there's an overwhelming majority of the public on these polls that want a new investigation or otherwise don't believe the government.
Yeah, and the media says we're terrorists, the majority of America.
Here's my question. Why is there a candidate that is reading these polls and running on a 9/11 investigation platform?
All right, great question. Got to get that to Max Keiser. Max?
Well, apparently New Hampshire is going for it. New Hampshire is now going to do a full-scale, and they put something on the ballot. They're going to do a non-binding look into this event, and so there are pockets. States are picking up the ball.
That's right. They've got now it's a majority of their towns signing on because in New Hampshire they have right to revolt laws where they can force it onto the ballot and at the state house if the towns want it.
Yeah. Now, why? Now, let's say if I'm in America, I would say, you know what? I think I'll move to New Hampshire. Let New Hampshire reap the benefit of wanting to pursue this. And move to New Hampshire, boost their economy, get a job in New Hampshire, make New Hampshire, the new California, because they're not afraid to look at stuff. Go to New Hampshire.
Well, in closing, Max, well said. I'm glad you brought that up because I mentioned it last week, but had hardly talked about it. I want to get some people on from New Hampshire that are leading this. That's why the system is demonizing 9/11 truth 24/7 now. They're scared of something, and they know the majority of America is questioning the official story. Max, thank you for spending so much time with us today.
Anytime, Alex.
Good to have you here with us. MaxKeiser.com. Our websites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. I'll talk about New Hampshire when we come back after this quick break and a lot of other news. Stay with us.
What's your home worth? How can you compare local real estate agents? And how do you get MLS listings for the entire country? If you're thinking of buying a home to take advantage of a tax credit or selling your house, you first need to see an incredible website called HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com will help you find a realtor to buy or sell a home. It's so easy, and best of all, it's free. At HomeGain.com, you can compare realtors anonymously, receive customized proposals, see consumer reviews, then select the best realtor for you. Go to HomeGain.com and get an instant home value estimate, view comparable homes, and check out street views. HomeGain.com has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and contains a wealth of information, like their home improvement tool that helps you determine which home improvements to make to increase your home's value. See the top 12 home improvements right now at HomeGain.com. That's HomeGain.com. Look for Max, the Orange HomeGain Gorilla, to help you find a realtor or with any other real estate needs you might have at HomeGain.com, your real estate connection.
Hi, Alex has been encouraging you to get food. Well, here's an unbelievable chance for you to jumpstart your food savings plan from eFoodsDirect.com. Anyone placing food orders on the large volume production run scheduled for the week of March 22nd can get a lot of food for very little cost. For example, with each pre-production order of 3 7-day responders, they'll ship a 4th week of food free. That's buy 3, get 1 free. They'll take orders from now until March 22nd. The following week, they'll produce huge runs of the pre-ordered food, passing the savings to you in this buy 3, get 1 free program. Folks, this is the best chance to stock up you'll ever see. Another example, buy 9 months worth of food and get 3 months free. You've got to go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex for the food buy of a lifetime. Or call 800-409-5633. Go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex or 800-409-5633.